We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again.
Take out the warm brake disc, brake pads. Everything's a hammer. Unless it's a screwdriver, then it's a chisel. We take out the new brake pads. Put the new springs in.
Daddy,
Yeah,
Lily wants your right pad.
I haven't got my iPad. We've cleaned up the area that the bolt is going to go on. Adjust the brake back. Till it goes hard and knock it back 4 clips. Sure, a little spin. WD-40. Make sure the threads are nice and clean. This is real. Show my van. What a van that is.
Here we have a beautiful van that does all the work that needs to be done. That's my channel. Compressor! And tools
we're going to do the other side. I'm trying to find the half inch that's there. Under the locking bolt. Oh, wait, because you get a new one. All mating surfaces need to be clean. If they're not, potentially it will come undone.
What?
The piston's going back.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, winding the brakes back here. So we take the old pads out. Check the sliders are free. And the caliper's nice and free, no problems. Fresh pads in.
What's this?
These are retaining springs. So when they're retaining, make sure everything's clean. Nice new bolt.
What's this?
This is the retainer. This holds everything in place. Adjust the brakes back up so nice so they stop. And the brake is locked. And now we're gonna normally knock it back 4 pegs, and that is nice and free-ish. Obviously it's going against the diff, so perfect, but because this is a tipper, everything needs to be cleaned off. As you all know, tippers are dirty, tippers are dusty. It's a Volvo. There's a little telltale tag there. It just stuck out. Done. Leave up the studs.
Stinks.
WD-40. Just clean up the wheel.
Why?
Because if there's any grit or any dirt in between the wheel and the hub, the wheel nuts might come loose, and that is obviously something we don't want. wheel extension there, so we're going to put a valve extension on. Valve extension, because of the tipper, twin wheels at the back, we need a valve extension at the back. So if this tyre has a puncture, or the tyre pressure is a bit low, we can pump the tyre up. Using a lead bar, some people use a shovel. Line the wheels up. As any of you fitter boys know, somebody's watching you, normally the wheel won't go on. Nobody's watching you, it goes on straight away. You get the score. Don't put the inside and the outside wheels over. Make sure the outside wheel valve is there and the inside wheel has an extension that is directly opposite to the outside wheel. It's just an industry standard thing. You know where the valves are because they're directly opposite. When we do wheel nuts up, we do them opposites. We ensure the wheel goes on correctly then. Now I'm going to take it off the jacks, drop the jacks down. I've torqued them up. Volvos are torqued up to 700 Newton meters. Making sure what we're doing is torquing them up. We're ensuring they're all the correct torque setting. If they're not, they could be too loose, they could be too tight. Studs could be stripped, nuts could be stripped. So that's that wheel.
To go.
Torquing it up means tighten the wheel up to a specific tightness. So Volvos are 700 Newton meters. Perhaps a little bit different. I do them to 700. Don't do no harm. And then once we're done, now these are torqued up to this, we'll now wait for half an hour to do a retorque. In 30 minutes, we'll recheck the wheel nuts. Okay, dokie. 30 minutes later, we're here to the retorque. We're checking they're still at 700 Newton meters. Perhaps they're supposed to be 680. I do them to 700. Doesn't do any harm. Sure that the tags are pointing at each other, and that when the driver does his walk around check in the morning, he or she can see that the tags are pointing at each other and his wheel nuts are tight. And of course throughout the day he or she will check that the tags are pointing . I've just completed axle 3 brake pads on a Volvo FM. This is a tipper, it's an 8-wheel tipper, means axle 3 is the first drive axle. If you want more advice on how to fix a lorry, follow me, Truck Mechanic, hit the subscribe button, click the bell, see you in the next video.